Welcome into the garage, everybody. And today I'm going to be doing a series of painting videos. I'm going to be painting the 50 Camaro from round 2. I'm going to be doing video for the primer, the color, and the clear, utilizing airbrush. I normally personally I just use rattle can primer. I just skip the whole airbrushing part for primer. But for the videos, obviously, I'll be using the airbrush for each stage. For the primer, I'm going to be using Mr. Hobby products. The primer itself is Mr. Hobby's Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 Gray, and I'll be thinning it with Mr. Color Thinner. This is the smoothest primer you're gonna get. This is very comparable to Tamiya's Fine Surface Primer. This is very smooth. I think it's actually smoother than Tamiya's Fine Surface Primer. You can also get it in a rattle can. This one's almost empty. I should actually just throw it away. So that is going to be the primer. For the color coat, I'm going to be using Chevrolet 57 Cyber Gray from Scale Finishes. I think this is damn near close to the same color that GM is currently using on the 50 Camaro. I can't actually remember the name of it. It could actually be the same color just with a different name. I don't know, to be honest. And for the clear, we're going to be clearing it with Restoration Shop High Gloss Urethane Clear Coat. So, with all that out of the way, I've already pre-mixed the primer. When you mix stuff, paints, the rule of thumb to start off with the mixing is you want to do it in a 2-to-1 ratio, which is obviously 2 parts of your paint, your primer, your clear, 1 part of your thinner. It all just depends on the paint, the thinner, the PSI you're going to be shooting with. All play variables in what your ratios are, but it's always a good place. The good place to start is the 2-to-1 ratio. You cannot go wrong with that. The thing to keep in mind too is when you're mixing, is you want to get the consistency of your paint, or your primer, or your clear to that of, I believe it is 2% milk. That type of consistency. Once you get that figured out, it's everything else. It's downhill from there. Once you get the mixing for airbrushing down, it's a piece of cake. So I think I got it close. I may need to add a little bit more primer or thinner, and I actually think I mixed too much paint. That is my issue when I mix paint, is I always mixing more than I actually need. So that all out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so the first coat of primer is on. I got a little bit of work to do on the body still before I can continue. That's one reason why I like doing primer coats, is it helps me see stuff that needs to get fixed, especially on darkly molded plastic. So, get a little bit of work to do still on the body. Some stuff I missed when I was removing the mold lines and seam lines and stuff. Got a little bit of work, some debris and stuff I need to sand out. And once I get that done, I'll finish up the primer coat, and then we'll get started on the color coat. Thanks for watching.